Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the channel. It's Game Watch Live with Thursday Night Football. Hope you're all doing well. Hope you've had a good day. Looking forward to a good game of football. This was one of the games that you would have picked out as one of the massive games in the Premier League. Arsenal against Liverpool, and so it should prove to be, hopefully. Looking at the TV coverage, it looks like Storm Goretti or Goretko, whatever it is, has reached Liverpool because it's pouring down at the Emirates. But it should make the pitch slick for a good, fast, quick football and quick passing. And for a neutral like myself, plenty of goals, which is what we want to see. So let's take a look at the teams. The teams have been announced, and we'll go straight to those now. So we'll start with Arsenal first. And manager Mikel Arteta has gone for a 4-3-3 formation. So we've got Raya in goal. Got a back four of Timber, Saliba, Gabriel and Hincapi playing left fullback. That's a strong defence, that. Just about as strong as they can get. And they don't concede many goals. And Liverpool will have it all on to break those four down. Odegaard in midfield with Zubimendi and Declan Rice, who's probably been about the player of the season so far. Again, another strong midfield. And then they've got Saka, Gyökeres and Trossard up front. So it's a formidable team, is Arsenal. There's no doubt about that. Arne Slot, his Liverpool team, is struggling at the moment for a bit of consistency. He's gone for a 4-2-3-1 formation. So he's gone for Alisson Becker in goal again. His right back will be Conor Bradley. Konate and Van Dijk will be the two centre halves, and Kerkez will play at left fullback. Gravenberch and McAllister will play the holding roles in midfield, although you would expect them to get forward to support the front few whenever they can. Frimpong, Zoboslai and Wirtz will look to support Gakpo, who's playing a more central role this time. It's an unusual position for him. I don't think it's one that he's used to. He's used to coming in off the left. So we'll see. But he does score goals, does Gakpo. There's no doubt about that. And we'll see how that works out against a strong Arsenal side. Now, there's a lot riding on this game. Not just for Arsenal, but Liverpool also. And if we take a look at the tables, we can see that with results going Arsenal's way yesterday, with draws for Man City and Aston Villa, if they win this game today, they'll go 8 points in front. That's a massive lead at this stage of the season. Put them as firm favourites. We know that Liverpool are the defending champions, but you would think that their race is run when it comes to holding on to that title. But they've got the Champions League spot to play for, and it's tight behind them. They've got 34 points. Brentford are 33 on 5th, and Newcastle and Manchester United are 6th and 7th on 32. You would think that if Liverpool didn't qualify for the Champions League, it would have been an absolutely disastrous season. So there's a lot to play for both teams, and that should make for a good game. So thanks to everyone who's joined us so far. Could I just ask a favour of you, and if you're not a subscriber, please do become a subscriber and hit that notification bell as well. We're pushing the channel on towards 250 subscribers, but we can't do it without you, and it is free. We're not asking for anything from you, just to support the channel, help with the YouTube algorithm. Hit that like button as well, and if you like the watch-alongs that we do, then hit the notification bell so that you can join us every time we go live. So, with around about 10 minutes to kick off, the live chat is open. So if you've got anything to say about these two teams or this game, you've got any points of view you'd like to raise, now's the time to get them in there on the live chat. Or if you just want to go with a score prediction, let us know what you think. It'd be interesting to see who's going to be the favourite for this game. We would think it would be Arsenal with them being at home. But if Liverpool can get it together, then you would think they can give Arsenal a run for their money. They've got a good side of Liverpool, but they just don't seem to be able to get it together There's a lack of cohesion, but with all the new signings that they've had this season, maybe that was to be expected. But it'll come together sooner or later, and so why not today? But let me know what you think. Let you know what you think in the live chat. Like I say, it's pouring down at the Emirates. The storm has arrived in London. Not here at the moment, but it's forecast to hit the country tomorrow. So if you are going out tomorrow, then just take care out there. It's driving conditions and what have you, with the snow and the ice and the wind and the rain. It's not going to be a nice day for being out and about. So if you don't have to be out and about tomorrow, stay indoors. Best idea. We haven't got any coverage on yet. Still at the advertisements. They bung the advertisements in on the TV coverage to make the money before the game gets underway. So I would imagine we're going to see a lot more of these before the game gets started. But we're not far off. With about 8 minutes to go, the teams will be gathering in the tunnel soon. Hope everybody's had a good Christmas and a New Year. Happy New Year to everybody. If it's the first time you've joined us, thank you for joining us. We do appreciate your support. If you're not a subscriber, please do become a subscriber. Hit that subscribe button at the bottom of the channel and the notification bell and the like, which just has helped the channel grow. Live chat is open. If you want to get a score prediction in, let us know what you think. Or if you've got an idea who you think the first goal scorer will be. Just a little competition between us all. First goal scorer, nothing at stake here. Just bragging rights for the first person who picks the first goal scorer. Just thinking about a score prediction myself. I'm going to go for 2-0 to Arsenal. I think it'll be a cagey first half, and then Arsenal may look to hit Liverpool in the second half and then close the game out. And so for that reason, I'm going to go for an Arsenal win. Now, just going back to there, that'll take it Arsenal on to 51 points, 8 points in front. The last 5 games Arsenal have won, lost only the one. That will have been at, was it Aston Villa? Well, Liverpool, well, they've drawn 3 and lost 3. Drawn 3 and won 3, so no losses in that, but the draws will be frustrating for the team and for the fans. Arsenal 8 points clear after 21 games. It's a big gap. Man City have drawn their last 3. Aston Villa have won 1, drawn 1 and lost 1. So they are the form team, along with probably Brentford in 5th position. But Brentford are going to be the best best part of 18 points behind Arsenal. So they're going to be well out of it. It's between the top 3. They're opening up a bit of a gap between themselves and Liverpool in 4th. And I think if Arsenal go 8 points clear tonight, not that I say it's going to be done and dusted, but it's going to be difficult to pull that back against a strong Arsenal team. With a goal difference of plus 26 as well, which is the same as Man City. But after that, in 3rd position, Aston Villa have got a goal difference of plus 9, which is a long way back. It's almost an extra point. Arsenal scored the most goals from set pieces and from corners and headed goals. Well, they all go together, don't they? Set pieces, corners and headed goals, they all go together. And Arsenal are the best in the league at it. Liverpool are almost the worst for conceding from set-piece corners. So that doesn't bode well. But again, you never know in these games. Just 5 minutes away from kick-off, the firework display, the fire display and the lights display at the Emirates is going on as the teams are just gathering in the tunnel there now. I'll just go through the teams again before they do come out. Let's start with Arsenal first, and it's Raya in goal. Then I've got Timber, Saliba, Gabriel, Hincapi, Odegaard, Zubimendi, Rice, Saka, Gyökeres and Trossard. And for Liverpool, it's Alisson, Bradley, Konate, Van Dijk, Kerkez, Gravenberch, McAllister, Frimpong, Zoboslai, Wirtz and Gakpo playing up front. As the teams come out onto the pitch now, flags waving. Looks like another sellout at the Emirates, as you would imagine. Arsenal will be in their usual strip, red shirt, white socks, white shorts, red socks, is it? Can't see as they go onto the crowd. Anyway, the teams are going through the usual handshakes. I guess Liverpool will be in their change kit today because there'll be a clash of colours otherwise. Two 0 is my score prediction. If you don't agree, let me know. 2-0 to Arsenal, that is. Looking forward to seeing Declan Rice. He's scored 2 goals in his last game. He's been playing really well this season, which bodes well for England's World Cup attempt this summer. Just up, he's got plenty of energy left for the games. Same as Saka. Out of all that team there for Arsenal, there's only 2 players that are going to be going to the World Cup. Only 2 English players, isn't it? Excuse me. Looking at the Liverpool side, how many of them are going to be going to the World Cup with England? There'll be a lot of them going with other foreign teams, but how many for England? At the moment, not a single one's English. So that tells you everything. I don't think Conor Bradley is English, is he? Is he Irish? I think he is. If I'm wrong, someone will let me know in the chat. 2 managers shake hands, greet each other. So we're not far away from kick-off now. Liverpool in their change kit. Bukayo Saka has scored 4 goals in the last 3 Premier League home games against Liverpool, so they'll want to keep an eye on him. Liverpool in it's like a cream shirt with red trim. It's not white. It certainly is cream. Arsenal crowd giving themselves a round of applause after singing the usual song there, and we're just about ready for kick-off. Liverpool kicking off this game, kicking from right to left. And away we go. Long way forward. Looking for Gakpo. He's not going to win that. Zoboslai does, but then it's hooked forward by Declan Rice, headed straight back. As Gakpo was in there. It's been picked up by Gravenberch, and then it goes back to Bradley, and then he rolls it back to his goalkeeper. He lays it out to Van Dijk on the left-hand side. Goes long over the top of Wirtz, and then there's a foul. Then that's Gakpo's badged. I don't know, it was Timber in the back. Free kick's given. Timber plays it all the way back. Goes across to Gabriel. Just holds the ball up, looking for a ball through. Rolls it back to Saliba again. Saliba gives it back to Gabriel. Back to Saliba again. It's all done in front of the Arsenal penalty area. And then Gabriel drives it long and left. Bradley heads it forward. Gravenberch does well to hold Rice off. But it's his clearance is out for a throw. Taken quickly. Arsenal coming forward, slowly forward. Saliba gives it to Odegaard. Odegaard goes across to Hincapi. Odegaard gets the ball back. Back to Hincapi on the left-hand side. Oh, it's Gabriel, not Hincapi. Trossard brought down by Bradley. Free kick, taken quickly. Odegaard again, gives it to Declan Rice. Goes back to Gabriel, and Gabriel gives it to Saliba over on this right-hand side. Played into the middle. Looking for Gyökeres, but he's beaten to it by Van Dijk, and the ball rolls out for a throw. It's a Liverpool throw, so it must have taken a touch off an Arsenal player there, and it's halfway inside the Arsenal half. Kerkez throws it all the way back though. It goes all the way back to Van Dijk, and Van Dijk rolls it back to Alisson. So they've lost all that ground that they had there. Goes across to Canate on the right-hand side. He checks back. Gives it back to Alisson, who's just outside his area now. Gives it to Van Dijk. Gets it back from Van Dijk. Now he's going to play out to the right-hand side. Canate. Long ball down the right-hand side, looking for Frimpong. Hincapi is with Frimpong. Frimpong just tried to nutmeg Hincapi and bring it back inside, and he just couldn't catch up with it. And wow, it's hammering it down there. It's pouring down. That's torrential, is that? And Goretti has arrived in London. Throw to be taken. So I think it's Hincapi who's pinched 5 yards, and the referee told him to go back. And then he does it again, gets away with it this time. It's a long throw high into the air. It's picked up by Van Dijk on the halfway line, and he has to turn and go all the way back to Alisson. Then Alisson goes long. Well, it's aimed at Gakpo, but he was offside, so he didn't make a challenge for the ball. And then Timber was able to just roll it back to Raya. Two managers getting soaked. We're not actually seeing the play moments. Goes across from Saliba. Hincapi gives it back to Saliba. Goes long. Looking for the run of Timber. But it took a skip off the turf, and Timber just couldn't catch up with it. It's a throw to Liverpool, but it's right in the left-hand corner there. Kerkez is going to take this, a chance for Arsenal to squeeze them in here and then win the ball back high up the pitch. Kerkez goes down the line. It's won by Timber. Head on by Gravenberch. High in the air for Trossard to chase, going across the left-hand side of the pitch. Bradley tries to play it down the line. Trossard gets a touch to it and it goes out for a throw to Liverpool. Still deep in their own half over on the far side though. It's pinched to 5 yards there. The referee didn't have it that time. Ball's headed away by Gabriel. Canate though picks the ball, gives it to Alisson. His clearance wasn't very good. Zubimendi. Gyökeres in the penalty box, couldn't touch it because he was coming back from an offside position. So the ball's ran through to Alisson. He plays it to Gravenberch, out to Canate on the right-hand side. Checks and goes back to Gravenberch. Ball played inside to McAllister, out to the right-hand side to Conor Bradley. Gets it back, does Conor Bradley. McAllister goes long and left. Kerkez brings it down on his chest and chips it forward. It's away by Saliba though. And out for a throw. Szoboszlai takes it quick, gets the ball back from Van Dijk. Under a lot of pressure, but it's a good ball through to Kerkez, who's got a bit of space to run down that left-hand side now. Tried to lay it inside to Wirtz, but it was in front of him. He couldn't reach it. It was a poor pass by Kerkez there in what was a good position for Liverpool. McAllister comes in to intercept the ball, head it out for a throw to Arsenal. Timber goes all the way back. Saliba. It's across to Declan Rice. Gives it back to Saliba, who's just short of the halfway line now. A little bit slow. Goes back to Rice. Back to Saliba. More further across this right-hand side. Now he goes for a long ball over the top for Gyökeres, but it's too straight. Takes a big skip off the turf and it goes all the way through to Alisson. He rolls the ball out underarm to Canate. Gyökeres working between the two, trying to put the pressure on. Ball ends up with Van Dijk on the left-hand side of the penalty area. Gets out to Kerkez. He tries to go through Saka. And it goes out for a throw to Liverpool. Kerkez will take this. Looks like the wind's getting up. Looking at Kerkez's shirt there. So not only is it pouring down with rain, but it's windy as well. Odegaard can't win that. It's flicked on to the left to Gyökeres, who tried to get Trossard in, but it's headed away. Comes to Gabriel now on the left-hand side. He can bring the ball forward. He's got a bit of space in front of him, but there's not much movement from the Arsenal players. He can come across to Odegaard, and he does on this right-hand side. He's been forced back by McAllister, though. He goes back to Gabriel again. Gabriel to Trossard. He twists and turning, but he can't get rid of Bradley and has to go back to Odegaard. Odegaard gets out to Saka on this right-hand side now. Got a chance to take on the Liverpool defence. He puts a cross in. It's a good one. Headed away by Conor Bradley. Picked up by Rice, given to Gabriel. Back to Rice over on the far side, close to that touchline. He goes back to the halfway line. Ball comes out to the right-hand side. Ball on the inside right position. Saliba. Timber tried to wrap his foot around that before it went out for the goal kick. Just couldn't get it right round. And his cross is easily taken at the near post by Alisson. Won the ball back high again. Zubimendi chips it forward. Trossard, the ball goes headed up in the air. It's headed even further away by McAllister. Gakpo, ball goes up in the air. It's a miscue, but it's headed forward again by McAllister. And then it ends up all the way back with Raya. Arsenal putting a bit of pressure on now. Saliba gets the ball out to the left. It's Gabriel on the halfway line. Gives it to Zubimendi. Out to the right. It's Odegaard. Odegaard goes across to the left to, I think that's Hincapi across there. He gives it back to Odegaard on the right hand side. He gives it to Saka straight away. He was hugging that touchline back to Odegaard. The run made on the inside by Declan Rice, but it wasn't seen. Saliba joins the attack. It goes to Saka. Got a chance to take on Kerkez now. He goes for the byline. Kerkez manages to get a piece of it, but I think that's gone out for a corner. We know how dangerous Arsenal are from corners. It's the first one of the game. Saka is going to take it from the right hand side. It's going to be a left-footed in-swinger. Danger here. Puts his hand up. Left-footed. And it comes now to the back post. It's punched away by Alisson. Trossard brings it down on his chest, but he's lost the ball. Verts and Trossard's held him back. And Trossard's going to get a yellow card for that, for pulling Verts back. Free kick's taken. Kanate has it. Gravenberg gives it to Kerkez. Kerkez goes back to Van Dijk. Kanate will have it across to the right. Bradley comes short for it, but he has to turn back, does Kanate, and go back to Alisson. Alisson then gives it to Van Dijk. But Arsenal putting the press on. Kerkez has the ball now. He's being pressed by Saka, and he has to go back to Alisson. Liverpool not able to make any headway because of the Arsenal press. Ball is high in the air. Gakpo's underneath it, heads it inside, looking for Verts, but he can't bring the ball in. And Arsenal can come away again with the ball. McAllister slips, but gets to his feet quickly and then plays it into Gakpo. Gakpo gives it to Szoboszlai. Across to Frimpong on the right-hand edge of the area. He's into the box now, being held up. He's put his cross in, but Zubimendi can get it away. And it goes out for a throw over on the far side, taken quickly, given to Kanate. Kanate is going to give it to Van Dijk in the centre circle. Gives it to Gravenberg. Back to Van Dijk, still in the centre circle. Ball's played in. Verts tried to turn, but the ball's been taken away from him. I think that was Zubimendi. Zubimendi gives it to Saliba, to Rice. Zubimendi gives it to Saliba. Saliba coming forward. Timber gives it to Saka, who's tucked inside. Trossard tries to flick a ball inside, but it's read by Conor Bradley. But he's dwelt on the ball, and Trossard's got back at him, and he was pulled back by Bradley, but the referee's allowing advantage. Trossard has the ball now. Hincapi. Saliba wants it and gets it. Lays it inside to Odegaard. Odegaard gives it back to Zubimendi. Just short of the halfway line. Plays it to the right to Saliba again. Looking for movement in front of him, but there isn't any at the moment. He goes back to Rice in the centre circle. Gabriel goes outside him and gets the ball. Going down the inside left position now. Gives it to Odegaard. Odegaard plays the ball in. And Capier couldn't make that one. Gravenberg. Rice has won the ball back high up. Timber now coming across to the right. Plays the ball inside. Odegaard gives it to Saka. Saka's going for the byline again. Comes back on his left foot and back on the right foot again. He's going one way and the other. He's done it twice. Saliba now to Odegaard. Back to Saliba. Back to Odegaard. Goes back to Centre of the pitch. Gabriel out to Rice on the left-hand side. Trossard goes back to Gabriel. Gabriel to Odegaard. Central. Rice puts a cross in. Timber heads it back and there was no one coming in. He went over the top of everybody and it was almost going out at the back post, but Timber headed it back in into the 6-yard box and there was no one gambling and following up. Oh, and Saka's gone past Kerkez easily to the byline onto his left foot. McAllister he's cut the ball back and it went through everybody. And there was no one there to find a finish there. That's great play by Saka. And Liverpool get away with one there. Back to Declan Rice. Odegaard, it's all Arsenal at the moment. Saka again inside the box. He's just offside. Might get a look at that Saka run again. It just skips past Kerkez. It's so easy. And he goes round McAllister as well and lays the ball back. And it's beyond everybody. Just see that also was coming in there. I think it was Zubimendi who was coming in and he just put it behind Zubimendi on the 6-yard box there. And luckily Liverpool could clear it. Gravenberch to Konate now. Been squeezed again, Liverpool, but they've done well to get it away there. And Szoboszlai's coming forward down the centre of the pitch. Kerkez on his outside now, gets the ball. On his left foot, he puts a cross in, looking for Frimpong. Goes high in the air, and it's great play by Gabriel. The ball was bouncing high, and he just nodded it over everybody. One bounce into the hands of Raya, who's got the ball away quickly, and Saka's coming down this right-hand side again now. He's got Van Dijk this time to take on, onto the edge of the box. He's got Timber with him. He goes for a curler. It's Alisson diving to his right. Makes a comfortable save, even though it did skip off the turf. He got his body right behind that, did Alisson. Good save. Because it bounced just in front of him and the pace would have increased. Van Dijk plays it long, looking for Gakpo and Frimpong as well. But they can't get hold of it up there at the moment. And Arsenal pick the ball up and can build again. Zubimendi to Declan Rice. Sinkapi coming forward. Goes back to Gabriel. Gabriel goes back to Zubimendi and he gives it to Declan Rice. Out to the right-hand side. It's Saliba. Goes across to the left again. Zubimendi coming forward. Nkapi now. Being forced back by Frimpong. Declan Rice. Back to Declan Rice. Very central. Pushes out to the right to Saliba. Saliba's been forced back by Wirtz. Goes to back to the centre circle. It's Gabriel again. Gives it to Zubimendi. Declan Rice. Out to Saliba again on the right hand side. He plays the ball inside looking for the run of Timber. Timber gets a cross to the back post. Maybe just flicked away by Connor Bradley. But it can be kept in. Capier. Trossard. Chance of a cross from Trossard. It's flicked on at the back post and headed away a bit by Gravenberch. It's picked up by Timber again though. Liverpool still under a lot of pressure. Saliba now. Saliba looking for support. Saka. Odegaard. Gabriel. Zubimendi. Outside him. Odegaard puts his cross in. Headed away by Konate. Helped on by Gakpo. But it's picked up again by Saliba. And it's coming back at them. Odegaard back to Saliba. Saliba's pass is picked off by Zoboslai, laid back to Gravenberg. Inside to Verts, but it was crowded with Verts. He had no time to play the ball. Goes back to Conor Bradley. Kanati gets it down to Frimpong. Frimpong in the back. Nothing going, says the referee. And Arsenal come away with Trossard. Bradley's in there, concedes the throw. In fact, he didn't. Bradley appealed for the throw. And Trossard's not happy that it's been given against him. Volleyed away by McAllister. Verts can't get hold of it. Zubimendi. This time the throw is given to Arsenal, even though it should have been the Liverpool one that time. Rice has the ball now. Saliba to Gabriel. Zubimendi. Still on the halfway line. It's Gabriel, Saliba, Odegaard still on the halfway line, but further across to this near side. Spreads it across to Gabriel again on the left-hand side. He turns back and comes back inside. In the centre circle, it's Saliba, Odegaard. Odegaard just crosses the halfway line. Lays it out to the left-hand side. There's Gabriel. Hincapi. Back to Declan Rice. Declan Rice comes across to Saliba. Saliba comes across to Timber on this right-hand side. Looking for movement. There's not much movement at the moment in front of him, so he has to go back to Saliba, who goes back to Gabriel. Gabriel goes to Trossard on that far side. Bradley very close to him. And he's gone past him as Trossard into the box, gets the ball back, and it's cleared away by McAllister. Then the ball goes out via Gravenberg for a throw to Arsenal, and the pressure is right on at the moment. This is in long throw territory, if there is a long throw expert for Arsenal. It goes back to Rice. Rice gets it to Saliba. Played inside for Zubimendi to Saka. Saka gives it to Odegaard. Odegaard has the ball taken off him by Verts. Almost gave it away. Szoboszlai into the centre to Gravenberg. Moving right. Out to Bradley on the far side. He comes back inside to Kanate. Van Dijk. McAllister back to Kanate. It's one of the problems for Liverpool has been the slow build-up. Szoboszlai has the ball now. It's slow passing and it's not making any progress forward. Verts goes out to Bradley on the right-hand side now. He gives it to Frimpong, who hasn't seen much of the ball so far. It's back to Verts, inside to Gravenberg, into the box. So he had a bit of a speculative shot. He was at about 4 players around him and it was easily blocked and then cleared. All the way back to Van Dijk, just outside the right-hand side of his own penalty area. Kanate gets it central now. Gives it to McAllister. It's back to a walking pace with McAllister. Puts his foot on it, looking for support. There isn't any, but Kanate rolls it back to McAllister. Now back with Van Dijk. His pass is blocked by Odegaard. Szoboszlai gets it to Gravenberg. Holds off the tackle from Trossard. Strength gives it to Szoboszlai. Szoboszlai's got men outside him, Frimpong, and he gives it to Frimpong, holding that touchline on the right-hand side. Goes back to Szoboszlai, just outside the area. He goes back to Gravenberg, I think that was. Comes out to Gakpo on this near side now. Kerkez in support. Goes back into the centre circle to Van Dijk and then out to the far side to Konate. Konate gives it to Szoboszlai. Inside to McAllister. Verts comes short for it, tries to chip a ball inside. Gravenberg picks the loose ball up and it goes to Slobberslide. Back to Verts. Back into Verts. Gravenberg. Van Dijk. Kerkez. Slobberslide back to Kerkez. Back to Van Dijk in the centre circle again. Now they've been forced back of Liverpool. Goes out to Canate on the right. Inside to Verts, who's playing on that right-hand side at the moment. Now he gives it to Bradley. Bradley goes back to McAllister. McAllister to Van Dijk, coming across to the right again, but they've been forced back at Liverpool. And Kerkez goes all the way back to Canate, and he's one touch back to Alisson. Alisson plays the ball into McAllister, first time across to Canate. Bradley inside. It's well played. Bradley gets the ball back from the run and he's inside way and gives it to Frimpong, but it's too far ahead of him. On the back pass was chipped by Raya, and the post as crossbar has been hit. And Cody Gakpo tried to line one up and curl it into the far post, and that's been blocked. Bradley again now, and he's had the ball taken off him at the edge of the box, and it's been chipped away. But Liverpool's, it was a bad back pass that hit Raya rather than him clearing it, and the ball came out and it was chipped over the defenders and the goalkeeper, and it hit the crossbar. Came out to Gakpo and he just took too long of a shot and he was closed down. I think it was Saliba who laid the ball back, or Gabriel. But the goalkeeper came out quick for the ball and it was poked back at him with quite a bit of pace, and it hit the goalkeeper and bounced out. Bradley now, over on the right-hand side is Frimpong. Into the box on his left foot. He's going to chip onto the back post. Gakpo was waiting, but Timber got his head to it, and it's out for a corner. Might be able just to see who that was again. It was Bradley coming through in the inside right position. Give it to Frimpong. It was a bad pass. Or was it? Ooh. The ball goes through to Frimpong. It comes back to Conor Bradley, and he chips it off everybody. It hits the crossbar. It's a great effort. It was him who made the initial run that opened the Arsenal defence up, and it's so unfortunate that they didn't go up in this game. Saka on the halfway line. Lays it back to Zubimendi. It's Gabriel. Trossard. Back to Gabriel. Zubimendi gives it to Saliba. Back to Gabriel. Zubimendi again. Back to Gabriel. Over on that left-hand side, gives it to Trossard. On that touchline, tries to go around Frimpong, but Frimpong's not falling for that. His strength to hold Trossard off. Trossard blocks the attempted clearance from Frimpong. I don't know whether it went out for a throw or corner. It's the throw to Liverpool, right next to their own corner flag on the right-hand side. So they're hemmed in there, and you can see that the way that Arsenal have set up for this throw, that they're putting the squeeze on and try to win the ball again high up in the Liverpool half. And it comes headed forward by Rice. And there's a foul. I think it's Trossard who's brought down by Bradley. Bradley does tend to give a lot of free kicks away. It was Rice who won the header, and he just pushed him over, did Bradley. Just pushed him in the back. And it's in a dangerous position now. Another chance for Arsenal to get those big fellows forward. Rice is going to take this, and we know how good Rice is with his dead ball free kicks. It's a dangerous situation from Liverpool. Liverpool will be looking for Alisson to dominate his 6-yard box if it's thrown into there. Right-footed in-swinger from Declan Rice, hand in the air. And it comes in now, and it is, and it's too close to the keeper, and he makes a comfortable capture without anyone making an attempt to get to it. It's a poor one by Declan Rice by his standards. Kerkez was away down on the left-hand side, and Alisson Becker tried to reach him, but it was overhit, well over his head, and out for a throw to Arsenal, which they've taken quickly, and they're coming forward again. Zubimendi gives it to Gabriel. Saliba to the right. Back to Gabriel just in the centre circle. Plays the angled ball across to the right-hand side to Saka, who kills it immediately and is brought down by Kerkez. Felt is that on his right ankle, did Saka. He felt that and he stayed down holding his ankle. Let's see what happened there. Yeah, he's got his right foot on top of it. You see a lot of them nowadays, stamping on the top of another. I don't suppose he meant it for a minute, but Saka certainly felt that one. Saka still limping on that right foot there. He felt that one all right. It'll take a bit to be able to run that one off. It's taken short, and Saka's got the ball back probably when he didn't want to. Odegaard goes to the back post. It's headed away by Kanate, but it's not that great a header. It goes more sideways than forward, and Trossard can take the throw quickly and get Zubimendi into the action. Odegaard, Wirtz is putting some pressure on him. Raya's moved wide to give him an angle and gets the ball. Saliba comes short for it and gets it from Raya. To Gabriel. Zubimendi comes back inside from that left-hand side. Across the pitch, gives it back to Gabriel in the centre circle. Saliba. Back to Gabriel. Back to Saliba. It's all just short of the halfway line. Looking for a ball forward. Odegaard. And from the halfway line, Odegaard goes all the way back to Raya. Timber now plays it inside. Zubimendi hooks one forward, looking for a ball down the right-hand side for Saka, but it's over his head. And it's out for a goal kick. Thanks to everyone who's watching the channel so far. We do appreciate your support. If you're not a subscriber, please do hit that subscriber button. Means a lot to the channel, and it is free for you. As Van Dijk takes the goal kick, it's headed away by Timber. Came off the corner of his head, out for a throw. Ball ends up back with Alisson, who gives it to Kanate. Kanate goes across to Van Dijk. Van Dijk lays it inside to McAllister, gets the ball back from McAllister, then has to go back to Alisson. Alisson across to Kanate, who was under a lot of pressure. Gets the throw off the Arsenal player, Trossard, but the squeeze was on again, and Arsenal almost won the ball back. Down the line it goes. Frimpong's away into the box now. His pace has caused him a bit of problem. He goes down in the box, holding his leg, holding his left leg. Referee's not giving anything, and he's still down. Zubimendi gives the ball to Timber now. Coming forward. Nothing stopped for the game. Saka now on the right-hand side. Has to go back, trying to turn Kerkez one way then the other. On his left foot, lays it to the edge of the box. It's Zubimendi now. Crowd edging the shot. Rice to Trossard. It's in the far side of the box now. Trossard comes back on his foot and it's one. It goes through several players and Kanate must have got a touch on that. And it's a corner. Frimpong still down holding his left foot. Maybe get a chance to see what actually happened now. A bit of pushing and shoving going on in the Liverpool box. Declan Rice. Virgil van Dijk. Gravenberch. Timber arguing. Gabriel. Odegaard. They're all in there. Virgil van Dijk seems to be the centre of it all, and the referee's just pulled Virgil van Dijk to the side now to have a word with him, just trying to calm down or explain to him why didn't stop the game for the injury to Frimpong. Frimpong is getting some attention now. Might just see what happened to him now. Yeah, he's trying to control the ball, put his left foot down on the pitch, and he went over on his ankle, and that would have been painful, that. Yeah, he just went over on his left ankle. That is painful, as that could be stretched ligaments. He's got back to his feet. He's getting booed by the Arsenal crowd, but it was a genuine injury for Frimpong. Probably doesn't deserve the boos that's going around. Now that Frimpong's gone off, they can get on with the game, and it's going to be a corner for Arsenal over on the far side, the Arsenal right. Saka's going to take it. It's going to be another left-footed in-swing, another dangerous one. Saka, hand in the air, lining this one up, and it comes now. Headed away by, then that was Gakpo. Rice picks the ball up from Gakpo's header, comes into the box, making a good run, gets across the 6-yard box and out to the far side. No one in there to pick the ball up. Saka gets it though, recycles it to Odegaard. Chipped in, headed away by Van Dijk, flicked on a bit further by Szoboszlai. Gakpo picks the ball up, it has it taken off him by Rice, and it's laid back to Zubimendi just in the Arsenal half, out to Trossard. Down the left to Nkapi now. He's going to attack that box, is he? Bradley's with him. Has to go back. Gravenberch there as well, but it goes out for a throw off Gravenberch. And it's going to be a throw to Arsenal. It's a great ball by Declan Rice into the box there. Left-footed, and no one was gambling there at all. Gyökeres was not anticipating that cross to be as good as that. Timber now, centre of the pitch, lays it back to the halfway line. Saliba has got Gabriel with him. Back to Saliba. Got Zubimendi outside him. If he wants to give it, lays it inside to Timber. Timber moving from right to left and gives it back to Gabriel over on the far side now. Gabriel looking for a ball forward. There isn't one. He lays it back to Timber. Then gets it back, does Gabriel. This time he goes diagonally across to the far side. This near side for Saka. Saka lays the ball inside. Odegaard lays it back. Saliba. Timber. Timber to Gabriel. Out to the far side to Nkapi. Nkapi lays it back. Declan Rice. Declan Rice goes back to the halfway line to Gabriel. Saliba is available and gets the ball. Very central. Gabriel. Rice over on the left. Back to Gabriel, who's more central. Inside the Liverpool half, lays the ball into Gyökeres, who gave it him back. Zubimendi. Gabriel again. Getting slowly forward. Gyökeres to Gabriel again. Now it's Trossard. Gabriel. Zubimendi. Saliba. Coming forward across to the right-hand side. Gives it to Saka. Saka gives it to Timber. Has to go back. Saka again. There's a great ball through the legs to Timber. Timber can get across into the back post, can he? It's over the head of everybody. Gravenberch gets it away. Only so far because Rice is going to take the ball off him. Lays it back to Zubimendi and Arsenal can put the pressure back on again. Gives it to Rice. Rice comes centrally to Gabriel. Keeping going centrally. It's opened up for him. Saka now. Saka turns one way, goes the other. Edge of the box. Tries to lay it inside to Timber. It's been cleared away. Szoboszlai. A foul there, though. Is that on Gakpo? Free kick just on the edge of the Liverpool box. Just takes a bit of the pressure off. Just going to slow the game down a bit, Liverpool, with just 3 minutes or so to go. Van Dijk takes it, gives it to Verts, he lays it inside, but Szoboszlai has lost the ball and they can come forward. Saka. Saka's been held up. Ball's been hit forward by Zubimendi, but it's well overhit. And no one's going to catch that before it goes out for a goal kick. Goal kick's taken by Van Dijk. Gakpo pushes Timber over and is penalised. Free kick to Arsenal. Zubimendi. Gabriel gives it to Saliba back on this right-hand side. Zubimendi gives it to Saka, back inside to Timber. Timber's got the run of Gyökeres. Gyökeres comes back out of the box, then gives it back to Timber. Timber's got a chance to cross from the byline. He does do. It's headed away to the edge of the box. It's picked up by Rice. And it's a good save down low on his right-hand side near the post from Alisson. There's a good shot from Declan Rice because it was up in the air and he had to get his knee over it. Ball's back in the possession of Timber. He gives it to Odegaard. Odegaard goes central to Gabriel. Gabriel being edged to shoot, but it's a long way out. Odegaard, Saka. Saka's, can he turn? Can he shot? It's a good block, but it's still in the box. And Gakpo's given the ball away. Almost picked up by Saka, but there's a free kick given for the foul on Gakpo. Let's have a look at that ball again. It's great play by Odegaard. Through to Saka from Rice. And Saka was closed down really quickly. He was looking for that gap just to get his shot away. And it was Kerkez who was tight in on him and throwing himself in front of the shot. Mikel Arteta going crazy that they didn't get a goal from that one, but it was desperate but good defending from Liverpool in the penalty area there. Szoboszlai coming away down the middle now, chased by Declan Rice, gives it to McAllister, coming across to his left-hand side, the near side here. Verts gives it to Kerkez. Kerkez is going to go backwards though, all the way to Van Dijk, and Van Dijk is going to give it to Alisson. Alisson under pressure from Gyökeres gets a good ball in down through the middle to Gravenberch. Gravenberch gets out to Frimpong on the far side. Frimpong getting booze, plays the ball in, but it's a poor one, and Saliba gets it away high into the air. 2 minutes to be added on. McAllister's penalised for a challenge on Odegaard. Ball high in the air. Neither of them probably known for their heading abilities. McAllister's gone down with a back injury. Let's have a look at that again. There wasn't much in that. Odegaard got a bang on the back of his head, and McAllister got maybe an elbow in the back of his ribs. McAllister seems to have come back worse out of that because he's still down. Odegaard's back to his feet anyway. Just looking at that injury to Frimpong in the penalty box. So just checking whether he was fouled when he twisted his ankle, and he wasn't. It was just the way his foot went down. Anyway, the ball's back in play now. It's Saliba coming forward. Oh, it's opening up for him in that inside right position. He's still going. Looking for a ball to give to Saka. Saka's given Kirkers a torrid time this first half. It's Timber now, gives it back to Saka. First time ball down the line for Timber, but he's not going to catch that before it rolls out for a goal kick. But it's little interchanges down this right-hand side that have been getting Saka and Timber away. That was just a bit overhit that time, but it's good play from Arsenal. I would have thought that half-time will come as soon as Alisson takes this goal kick. And there it is, half-time. No goals in the first half. I think it'd be fair to say that Arsenal have dominated that half and have had the best of chances, but Liverpool have been resilient in defence, and they've thrown bodies in the way of shots and defended desperately to keep it 0-0 at half-time. And while it's 0-0 at half-time, they are still in this. Live chat is open. If you've got anything to say about that game, what you've seen in the first half, anything you would change for the second half, or even if you just got a goal prediction for this game, let us know what you think. Nice viewing figures so far. It's much appreciated, everybody's supporting the channel. Please do become a subscriber. If you're not a subscriber, it doesn't cost anything. It helps us with the YouTube algorithm, and it helps us to be able to keep producing content. Let's take a look at the half-time stats. Just bear with me while I just bring those up. See what it says so far. So 60% possession compared to Liverpool's 40. That would be as what we've seen it so far. No doubt about that. Expected goals, 0.3 to Arsenal as opposed to 0.14 for Liverpool. 6 shots for Arsenal as opposed to the 3 from Liverpool. 2 on target, none of Liverpool's on target. I guess hitting the crossbar doesn't count as a shot on target, but that's the closest we've come to a goal so far. Touches inside the opposition box, 13 for Arsenal, 6 for Liverpool. Again, we would expect that. David Raya has had no saves to make, and Alisson has made 2 comfortable saves, but 2 as it is. Liverpool have committed twice as many fouls as Arsenal have. Arsenal have won 4 aerial duels compared to 1 of Liverpool. So, again, that's not a surprise there. And there's been 2 corners, both to Arsenal. So that's the half-time figures. Let's have a look at games tomorrow. Saturday, 17th of January. We're not looking at FA Cup at the moment. Big Manchester derby a week on Saturday. Will be one to watch. Well, that's always a good watch, is that one. Leeds against Fulham. Tottenham against West Ham. That's a big game for West Ham there. The Sunday, Wolves and Newcastle. Again, that's, I'd say, a massive game for Wolves. It's not really. They've started doing them well over the last two games, but I think they are probably down. There's a lot to go for them to get anything out of it. So, half-time, 0-0. Arsenal have dominated the play, and a couple of chances. Liverpool have hit the crossbar from Conor Bradley, a chip that bounced off the crossbar. Unfortunate. It's been a decent watch without there being too many chances. Just what I expected, that it would be tight in the first half, and we may find that in the second half, Arsenal looked to it, Liverpool early in the second half, to gain a bit of dominance and make Liverpool have to chase the game, and maybe they can hit Liverpool on the break and wrap this game up. A win for them is very important because it takes them 8 points clear. They want to take advantage of the two draws between Man City and Aston Villa yesterday, the chasing teams, that would give them an 8-point lead. Big lead, even late in January. It's a big lead and one they're not going to give away easily. Don't forget to get your comments in if you want to. If you've got anything to say about the game so far, would you make any changes at half-time for either side? What about the Liverpool tactic of playing Gakpo more central? It's not worked, if you ask me, but then again, Liverpool haven't seen much of the ball up front there. I'm just looking at that chip that hit the post, hit the crossbar from Conor Bradley. The ball bounced out to Gakpo, but he didn't have time to bring it under control and try to pick his spot by curling one in the far side. He needed to hit it there, bring it down on his left foot, and he had to go for a shot with his left foot. Just looking how it bounced out off the crossbar down to Gakpo. Maybe he had to hit it with his left foot. I don't think he's that confident with hitting it with his left foot, but that would have been his best choice because the goal was open. And as soon as he brought it down on his left foot onto his right foot to try and curl it in the far post, that gave the defenders time to close him down, and his shot was blocked, and that was the best chance of that half. Just bear with me a sec, guys, while I'll just go get myself another drink while we're at half-time before the second half gets underway. If you'd like to join us on Saturday, it's FA Cup Day, and I'll just look at the fixtures for the FA Cup. FA Cup competition. I mean, Everton and Sunderland's a 12:15 kickoff, and that looks a good game on paper, but you can be certain that Everton and Sunderland are not going to put out their first teams at the moment, and it could be a second 11 against a second 11, which puts me off. I think my own personal opinion is that some of these FA Cup games have been devalued by teams putting in the early rounds weakened sides out. Never used to be like that, but it is now. The next game we're going to do will be on Sunday at 12 o'clock, the Derby Leeds United game. So if you can join us for that on Sunday, it'd be nice to see you join us. Again, I think that you're not going to get the Leeds first team out there. A chance for some of the substitutes to have a run against the resilient Derby County side. You know that there's history between these two sides, especially after Spygate that time. So that's the next watch along on Sunday. If you can join us for that, you'd be more than welcome. There's quite a lot of games that you would fancy. I mean, Manchester United and Brighton would be normally would be a good game. It depends what teams they put out. For Manchester United and Brighton, it's probably the best chance of them winning any silverware this year. And you would think that the managers will be thinking that way also and put strong teams out to get through to the next round. But that's to be seen. Not quite back on yet. It's still at the advertisements. Join in the chat if you've got anything to say about the result of this game. 0-0 at half time, but I still feel there's going to be goals in it. Let me know what you think the final score is going to be. Looks like we're coming back to the coverage. It's just about time for the game to get back underway now. Kerkez has had another difficult game at left back for Liverpool. Would they think about bringing Andy Robertson on? The old stager, the experience there. We shall see. I think if there was going to be one substitution, that may be it. There may be a change of formation with Gakpo coming out to the left. Don't know whether Ekitike, they might think of bringing Ekitike on. Or maybe they'll leave it for a bit. We shall see. Back to the advertisements, so the players are not coming out just yet. 2-0, I said. If you don't agree, let me know. 2-0 to Arsenal. I still think that's going to be the score, but I've been wrong before. Plenty of women's Super League games on this weekend if you're interested in women's football. Anna Slot is back out. Arsenal now just coming down the tunnel. I'll just keep an eye on things just to see whether there's been any substitutions. Look at the strength of the changes on that Arsenal bench. Martinelli and Eze and players like that. Liverpool are back out in formation, ready to go, but Arsenal are in a huddle before the kick-off. Arsenal will kick off this second half. Arsenal to kick off the second half. Kicking from right to left as we look. Referee just doing a count. Hand in the air, hand in the air. Odegaard poised to get the second half underway. And away we go. All the way back to Raya, and Raya's going to drive this high and long down the middle. Gokares can't win that ball. Zubimendi does. It's headed forward. It's going to be a chase back for Gabriel, and he's going to give it to Raya. Raya's got Saliba. Saliba coming forward. There's it all the way back. Zubimendi coming forward again. Very central. Just approaching that centre circle. Liverpool are backing off. They're not putting the pressure on. They're not putting the squeeze on. Saliba. No foul given there by the referee from Timber. Ball's driven high in the air. Gakpo's chasing it with Saliba close to him. Gakpo brings the ball down. Is right next to the corner flag in the Arsenal right-hand side. He has to go all the way back down the line. As McAllister then gives it to Van Dijk. Ball's played inside from Gravenberch. Back to McAllister. Back to Van Dijk. Down the left-hand side it goes to Gakpo. Gakpo helps it on to Kerkez, who's got forward of him. Back to Gakpo. Back to Gravenberch. Back to Van Dijk. Gravenberch stops near the halfway line again. Plays it inside to McAllister. Gets it back to Gravenberch. Then to Van Dijk. Van Dijk plays a diagonal ball to the right to Frimpong. Frimpong brings it down nicely. Comes inside. Gives it to Zoboslai. Zoboslai then gives it to Gravenberch. Drifting across to the left-hand side. Kerkez now. Bit of space. Gakpo outside him, who's playing wider now. Into Wirtz. Wirtz in the box. Good feet. Crashes over. Goes down. Stays down even though Gabriel is trying to help him back to his feet. He went round about 4 people and then was barged over by Trossard. Trossard steps across him and blocks his path. Didn't win the ball. Didn't win the ball at all. VAR is taking a look at it. No penalty. Seen them given, seen them not given. This time not. And Trossard was playing a dangerous game there. He just stepped across Verts and took him out without getting anywhere near the ball. And Gabriel now inside, helped on by Gokares. Capier now. Frimpong barged over, but he's managed to shepherd the ball out for a goal kick. Goal kick's taken short to Allison, and he drives it long, looking for Gakpo, who is now out onto the left-hand side, where he's more comfortable, you would say. Goes back to McAllister. McAllister's been held up by Odegaard, tries to get it inside, but Zubimendi picks the ball off, but then Gravenberch picks the ball up and he's coming away down the left-hand side. Kerkez gets it to him. It's Gakpo. Kerkez has gone on for the run. Can he make it there? He just stumbled. Just when I thought he was going to catch up with the ball before it ran out for a goal kick, he just stumbled and then lost his momentum. Zubimendi coming forward now. Centrally, gets it out to the right-hand side. I think that's Incapi. Gets it back to Zubimendi. Coming forward, Zubimendi to the halfway before Zoboslai engages. He goes out to the right-hand side. It's Saliba who tries to just dink a little ball around Verts. Verts gets his foot to it and it goes out for a throw to Arsenal on the halfway line, far side. Timber to take the throw. Declan Rice has got the ball now coming forward. Gabriel plays the ball down the line. It's headed away by Conor Bradley. There's a foul in the centre there. Declan Rice penalised. Got himself in front of the ball to prevent the early free kick. Kanate is going to take it eventually. Goes long and left looking for Gakpo. It's over his head. Saliba eventually retrieves the ball and then plays it to Raya. There's no pressure on. Raya can give it to Declan Rice, who's come very deep for the ball and he's going to bring the ball forward centrally. He's got men either side of him. He's got Gabriel to his left if he wants to play it to him. He's going to go long for looking for the run of Saka. Saka and Kerkez together again there. Kerkez manages to shield the ball and let it roll out for a throw. Eventually the throw's taken. Long. Takes a bounce. Headed inside by Verts, I think that was. Then lumped forward for Frimpong. Is Frimpong on side? He's waiting for the ball to come down. It took a wicked bounce and he had to just stop himself. Still has the ball. But it's allowed the Arsenal defenders to get back now. It's with Verts. He's going to go for the touchline. He puts the ball inside to Frimpong. He had his back towards goal and has to play it out to Kerkez. Kerkez gets it back from Van Dijk, then goes back to Van Dijk. inside to Gravenberg now. Outside him is Kerkez. He tried to give it to Verts. It was a poor ball, had him stretching, but the clearance is picked up by Van Dijk again. Liverpool can come forward again. Bradley, who was tucked inside there. Canate in the centre circle. Van Dijk. Verts, very central. Gives it back to Van Dijk. Van Dijk gives it to Canate, just to his right. 5 yards forward, Zoboslai. He goes back to the left to Van Dijk, still in the centre circle. Canate again. Van Dijk again. This time it goes out to Kerkez on the left-hand side, but he's been forced back and back to Van Dijk. Ball chipped forward, looking for Conor Bradley. He brought the ball down, but he just ran away from it and was cleared from the edge of the box. Long ball forward. Gyökeres can't get to it before Alisson clears it away. Odegaard now gets it to Rice. Rice looked to go backwards and came forward again. Zubimendi plays it in. Saka back to Zubimendi. Trossard tries to get Rice away down the left-hand side, but the ball's deflected out for a throw. Nkapie just comes across to the touchline, has a word with Mikel Arteta. Throw goes back to Gabriel. All the way across to Saliba. Zubimendi. Coming across the left-hand side. Saliba. Trossard now comes inside towards the edge of the box. Chips the ball inside, looking for the late run of Zubimendi, but it sort of like hit him and went out for a goal kick. It was a difficult one to bring it under control, but I don't know whether the ball was aimed at him. I think Zubimendi got in the way because the ball should have been through to Saka at the back of the box and he was completely open. And Zubimendi got in the way of that ball. And Capie has gone down, so he did have an injury. Could be a stomach injury there, maybe. He's back on his feet. Is he going to be able to carry on? Doesn't look like it. And Capie is coming off, and Lewis Skelly is coming on. Straight swap. So Lewis Skelly is on for Nkapie. Goal kick's taken. Bradley brings it down on his chest. He's under pressure straight away by Lewis Skelly. The ball goes long down the line for Frimpong. He's got pace as Frimpong. He's almost got there as well. It was a desperate sliding tackle by Gabriel to slide the ball out for a throw. Throw's been left for Conor Bradley to come in and take this one. Takes it quickly to Verts. Verts goes back to the halfway line to Canate. Then to Van Dijk. Van Dijk moving left. Give it to Kerkez. Kerkez has been forced backwards and all the way back to Alisson. Alisson rolls it to the right to Canate. Under pressure, Gravenberg plays it into Verts. Zoboslai now. Gets the ball out to the left to Van Dijk. He's got a lot of space on that left-hand side. He plays it out to Gakpo. Kerkez was beyond him, but Kerkez has not been found. McAllister has, though. Conor Bradley on this right side gives it to Frimpong, hugging this right-hand touchline. Tries to drop the shoulder and goes past Miles Lewis-Skelly, and he has done easily. Cleared away in the box by Declan Rice. That was whether Skelly isn't up to pace yet, but he left him for dead. He was stuck in treacle, was Miles Lewis-Skelly there. Szoboszlai has the ball now from the throw. Back to Konate. Szoboszlai again. McAllister back to Szoboszlai, then to Konate, and then across to Van Dijk. Inside to McAllister with a bit of space to come forward in the middle. He's got Conor Bradley on the outside of him. He gives it to Conor Bradley. Frimpong takes it on. Frimpong goes back to Szoboszlai. All the way across to Van Dijk. Van Dijk, McAllister central again. Szoboszlai just to his right. Conor Bradley now. Just on the edge of the box. Back out to Szoboszlai. Back to Konate. Van Dijk. Out to Gakpo over on the far side. Gakpo gives it to Wirtz. Wirtz back into the middle to McAllister. Ball goes into Szoboszlai. Back out to Van Dijk. Gakpo over on the left-hand side. Tries to go around Timber. Timber lays it back to Raya, and Raya drives it forward. On the halfway line, it's headed to McAllister from Van Dijk, and Liverpool can come forward again. Gravenberch. Kerke's left. Gakpo. Gravenberch. Gakpo. It's all a bit tight over there at the moment. Go back to Van Dijk. Puts his foot on the ball. Side foots it across to Konate. Van Dijk to Gravenberch. Wirtz lays it back to Gravenberch. Van Dijk, Konate. It's all being played in front of the Arsenal defence at the moment. And McAllister now under pressure from Odegaard is brought down. Zubimendi is penalised and it's a foul. Free kick is about 10 yards outside the Arsenal penalty box, but it's very straight. There's no angle on this whatsoever. Szoboszlai, if I remember rightly, scored the winning goal from this sort of position in the game at Anfield earlier in the season. Will he fancy it again? Will lightning strike twice? We shall see. It's only Szoboszlai there, so it's only him going to take this one. Referee's just blown his whistle. Szoboszlai comes in again, hits it, and it's an awful free kick compared to the one he scored earlier on in the season. This one's, I'll see it from behind, and it's miles wide. I mean, it's 15 yards wide. Miles Lewis-Skelly gets the ball down the line. It's picked up by Conor Bradley, though. He gives it to Frimpong. Back to Bradley. Liverpool enjoying the lion's share of the possession at the moment, even though being forced back. It goes to Alisson. Odegaard trying to put some effort in to try and wake his team up at the moment. Header won by Saliba. Gravenberch gets it down the line. Frimpong is going to make the ball this time on the right-hand edge of the penalty area. Lays it back to, it's a poor ball to Gakpo. It's been picked up by Szoboszlai, but Frimpong's ball has got to be better quality than that. Wirtz, McAllister, Szoboszlai. This time he's going to hit one. It's blocked by Gabriel and cleared away, but Konate has got in front of Gyökeres, and Liverpool come forward again. Kerkez, Gakpo, inside to Kanate. Kanate gives it to Frimpong. Frimpong goes for the ball down the line. Bradley has got the ball as well. Tries to cross early, but it's blocked by Gabriel. Gakpo barges off a Skelly. Free kick, and it's a soft one to give away, that, because Skelly was facing his own goal about a yard and a half off the touchline, and he barged him down and has released the pressure. As Trossard goes off, substitution to be made. Gabriel Jesus comes on, as does Martinelli. Odegaard goes off. That's Gyökeres who's gone off, not Odegaard. Looks a bit like Odegaard. He hasn't seen much of the ball, though, in the centre there. Gabriel Jesus straight into it now. He's going to go around the Liverpool defence. Kanate manages to get his foot in there and prevent it from going out for a corner. Down the line is Gravenberch. Not much space to work in, but he's done well to keep the ball in and get Liverpool away. And Frimpong now is in on goal in the inside right position. Is he going to go for the shot? He crosses it. It's behind everybody. What an awful pass again. Why didn't he shoot? What was he doing? He tried to lay it back to Wirtz, and it was behind Wirtz. And again, that's the second time that Frimpong's been in there, and his final ball has been awful. But he had a shot there. He had a shot to go across Raya, and he didn't go for it. He's into the box there now. Go now, hit it across the goalkeeper, and he didn't. Szoboszlai now. Gravenberch. I think Lewis Skelly, as was shown in that game against Bayern Munich, doesn't have the pace. And these quicker wingers, like Frimpong, can go around him quite easily and leave him for dead. And that's twice since he came on that he's been skinned by Frimpong. And if Liverpool have got any sense about them, they'll get the ball to Frimpong more often. Gabriel now. Saliba. Odegaard comes forward into the centre circle and stops. I think that's Martinelli who's given the ball to Declan Rice, then back to Odegaard, left-footed, goes long. Martinelli goes down in the penalty box. He's holding his right shin there. I think it was Frimpong who was going back with him. VAR check for this one. Don't think there was nothing in it. If that one earlier in the first half for Liverpool wasn't going to be given, this one certainly isn't. Gravenberch has the ball, gives it to Van Dijk. Van Dijk spreads out to the left to Kerkez. Martinelli is still down in the box holding his right shin. Kerkez is away down the left-hand side. He puts a cross in that's easily cut out by Saliba. Saka's hitting the face by the ball from Kerkez. And with it being a head injury, this time the referee has stopped the game. Martinelli back onto his knees now. Slight push in the back from Frimpong on Martinelli. But nothing for me. He's back up, but he's not moving. He's still down on his haunches. Saka just getting to his feet after being hit in the face by that ball as well. So you're not missing anything as well. We've got 2 injuries to deal with here of Arsenal. In the meantime, you've got enough time to be able to hit that subscribe button. If you're not a subscriber, we would appreciate you helping us there with it. Yes. Just see that injury to Saka that hit him square in the nose. Yeah, if you're not a subscriber, please do become a subscriber. It does help the channel grow. Hit that like button as well. That always helpful with the YouTube algorithm. Hello, boy. You're not missing anything. Breaking play while Saka wanders off towards the touchline to take his 30 seconds mandatory recovery time on the touchline. And Martinelli will probably have to do the same at the other end of the pitch. It's going to be a drop ball here. I don't know who the referee's going to give it to. All the players are gathering around him. It's not usually like that. McAllister's saying it's our ball. Referee's not having any of it. He's telling Odegaard to get out the way. He's telling Timber to get out the way. He's going to give it to Liverpool. What Liverpool are going to do with it, whether they'll go backwards with it, I don't know. Oh, yeah, Kerkers took a real bit of a bang from Saka there. He took him out at his waist. Kerkers has the ball now. He goes back to the halfway line where Konate picks the ball up. He spreads out to the right-hand side to Frimpong. It's good stuff for Liverpool, this, to get it to Frimpong more often. Bradley now goes back to Konate. Konate gives it inside. Spread out to Bradley. Then to Frimpong. Back to Bradley on the halfway line. Szoboszlai now, who hasn't seen a great deal of the ball throughout this game so far. Konate has it now. Bradley gives it to Szoboszlai. He goes all the way across to the left-hand side to Virgil van Dijk, who's got a bit of space in front of him. He goes diagonally right. Frimpong brings it down nicely. Lays it back to Conor Bradley. He gives it inside to McAllister. McAllister lays it off to Wirtz. Szoboszlai. And Bradley again. Bradley gets it to Frimpong. Wirtz. Bradley. Wirtz. Inside to Frimpong. Back to Wirtz. Bradley. Arsenal crowd just getting a bit impatient here. Liverpool enjoying a bit of possession. Bradley goes inside Martinelli and lays it back to Konate on the halfway line. Ball played inside to Bradley. Loose ball is almost picked off by Szoboszlai, but Rice was in there. Raya drives the ball long over the head of Saka. Rice looks for a loose ball that's not going to get to. Bradley won the header. Gakpo is fouled. Timber there is penalised. Frimpong on this near side again. Goes back to Bradley. Konate. Back to Bradley. Bradley's been forced backwards and he's going to go all the way back to Alisson. Gabriel Jesus is going to make Alisson play the ball. Fires it out to Kerkers. Brings it down on his chest, but it was just over the line. Throw is taken to Saka. Zubimendi. As Gabriel to his left. Martinelli wider. Puts his cross in, does Martinelli. It's headed away by Konate. Wirtz gets the ball inside. Gravenberch lost the ball though. Jesus gets the ball out to the right. Timber lays it out to Saka. He's got two with him, Saka, but he goes past them both again. But it does well, does Kerkez, to hold Saka off as he tries to go around him. Then gives it away to Zubimendi. Odegaard tries to put a cross in into the air by Jesus. Gabriel hooks it back in. Martinelli now being forced back by Conor Bradley. Szoboszlai was in there as well, but he's slipped the pair of them and he's away down the left-hand side. He lays it into Miles Skelly, who was making the overrun, but it's too far in front of him. It's a poor ball and it runs out for a goal kick. Mikel Arteta clapping on the touchline, just trying to encourage his side. They've not been as dominant in this second half as they were in the first. I would think that Liverpool have had the lion's share of the possession. They've just got to get the ball more to Frimpong and give him a chance to have a run at Skelly. Because I think there's going to be some joy there for Liverpool. Saliba gets out to the right-hand side. Zubimendi plays it inside to Saka. He's been forced inside, and it's well played by Kerkez. He got his foot in, and Liverpool come away down the right-hand side. It's Frimpong again now. He's got a chance to attack. He's got a bit of space, but he's put his foot on it and waited for the support to come from Szoboszlai. He goes all the way back to Konate. Van Dijk gets it to Kerkez. Back to Konate, to Van Dijk on the halfway line. He plays a ball inside Szoboszlai. Wirtz lays it first time to Bradley, then to Frimpong, then back to Wirtz inside Szoboszlai, back to Wirtz, back to the centre circle to Konate. Liverpool enjoying some. Wirtz pass was a poor one, but Szoboszlai did well to win it back. It's Frimpong now. Frimpong back to McAllister. McAllister gives it to Konate and he'll move it across to his left to Virgil van Dijk. Then it goes out to Gakpo on the far side. Gakpo then rolls the ball back to Van Dijk. Then Konate. Bradley to Frimpong on the near side. It goes inside Skelly quite easily. He's battling with it and it's got his crossing. Szoboszlai picks the ball up on the right-hand edge of the area and has a swipe at it and screws it high and wide. But it's well played by Frimpong again. He's got his crossing. Rice tried to get it away. Raya out to the right. Back to Raya. Liverpool squeezing high up now. Gabriel was closed down by Frimpong, but he's done well to chip it out to the left-hand side to Miles Skelly. He's played the ball inside and it's a poor one. McAllister picks the ball up. Goes round one, goes to Szoboszlai. Szoboszlai's going to have a shot that's blocked. Ball's picked up again by Gravenberch now. He lays it back to Konate, then to Bradley on the right-hand side. He gives it to Frimpong, hugging the right-hand touchline again. He plays the ball back inside to Gravenberch. Liverpool dominating this second half now. Van Dijk out to Kerkez, to Gakpo. Gakpo looking a little bit more effective now. He's moved out to the left-hand side. Back to Wirtz. Wirtz skips inside one tackle, then lays it back to Gakpo. Gravenberch. Further right is Bradley. Frimpong hugging this right-hand touchline. Inside, goes for the return ball and gets the return ball. Can he wrap his foot round across? He can, but it's cleared at the near post. It's packed up by Bradley. But his left-footed ball is wide of the mark and goes out for a goal kick. Looks like Madueke's coming on and Eze as well. Looks like Saka's going off. He had a good first half, did Saka, but the second half he's been a bit ineffective. So Madueke, I imagine, would take Saka's place. And this time Odegaard is going off. And I would imagine that Eberechi Eze is going to take his place. This shows the quality of the substitutes bench of Arsenal when they can bring on players like Madueke and Eze. Into the last 12 minutes. High into the air, headed forward by Gakpo. Zubimendi now coming forward centrally. Rice gets it, gives it straight back to Zubimendi. He comes out to the left to Gabriel. Gabriel looks for Martinelli. Martinelli goes back to Gabriel, back in his own half, and he's going to go all the way back to Zubimendi. Zubimendi is coming forward, just short of the centre circle, almost up to the halfway line, puts his foot on the ball once, twice, then rolls it out to the right-hand side. Goes back to Zubimendi, and he gets out to Gabriel on this left-hand side. Forced back. Zubimendi again. This time he's going to go long down the centre, looking for the run of Timber. Timber gets it out to Eze. Eze is going to get his cross in, is he? It goes away across the 6-yard box, and there's no one there to attack it and put it in. And it goes all the way out to the back and cleared down the line. In fact, it was Madueke on that right-hand side there. They both got the same sort of haircut, but Madueke just skipped around Kerkez. You'd think Kerkez would have thought to himself, oh, got rid of Saka, and then Madueke comes on. It was just as tricky. Ball's played inside, but it's a poor pick-up by Arsenal, and Wirtz gets the loose ball, gives it to Gakpo on that far side, lays it back inside to Wirtz. Kanate gets it from Van Dijk. Plays the ball inside to Szoboszlai. He gives it to Gravenberch. Gravenberch working hard. Szoboszlai's gone down and the free kick's been given. I don't know whether it was Gabriel Jesus who was penalised for that one. Yes, it was. Just a bit of a late tackle on Szoboszlai there. Still a long way out for Szoboszlai. A good 25 yards out again. Further across to the right-hand side this time. Raya just lining his wall up to cover the left-hand post before he moves across to his right-hand side to cover the other post. Goes back to his left-hand post just to check the position of the wall again. Seems to be happy with that. Szoboszlai has had one free kick so far, which was a pretty awful one. This has got to be better. It can't be any worse, surely. It's only him there again. Here he comes. It's Szoboszlai. It's just over the bar this time. It's a better one. Still over the top. Probably just caught the top of the net as it went over. But if it had been on target, Raya was underneath it and probably would have saved that. But it would have been a good save. So Szoboszlai is getting closer into the last 8.5 minutes. 8 minutes. You've got to think that the next goal is going to be the winner if anyone's there to take it. Raya has the ball now. Drives it long down the middle. It's cleared away by Kerkez. Frimpong. Szoboszlai. Frimpong wins the ball. Szoboszlai is going to get that loose ball. And he's just pulled back by Skelly. But no free kick. Gabriel Jesus now tries to play the ball forward, looking for the run of Martinelli. Frimpong goes down. Foul given. Miles Skelly brings him down. Szoboszlai's gone down as well. Looks like he's going to be all right. He's going to get to his feet. There'll be a yellow card for somebody here. On Arteta gets a yellow card for leaving his technical area. Not just once, but several times. Thought it was a player, but it wasn't. It was the manager. Conor Bradley's going to take this. No, he's left it for Canate. Canate goes high and long. Gakpo can't get underneath it. Headed back by Gravenberch. Van Dijk wins the header. Canate slices one, but it's not gone too far, and Conor Bradley can chip the ball forward. Looking for Wirtz, he's pushed Gabriel in the back to get the advantage of the ball over the top, and the foul is given. It's taken quickly by Raya. Referee's not happy with that. The ball was rolling, he says. Take it again. Ball's coming forward with Zubimendi. Steps on it before laying it off to Gabriel on the left-hand side. He plays the ball inside. Lewis Skelly turns his man, gets in the ball for Martinelli. Martinelli crosses it. It's over the top of everyone. It's a poor cross that on his left foot. Saying that it might have been offside, and there's a yellow card for somebody there as well. For whatever reason, we don't know. Sure, we'll find out. Sipka Hulshoff has a yellow card, one of the Liverpool coaching staff for some reason. Don't know why. Maybe he's been out of his technical area as well. Anyway, Alisson drives that one forward. Gakpo gets a push in the back there. Oh, it's not a foul. Timber pushed him in the back. I mean, he put both hands in his back. He gets away with it. That's a strange one by the referee there. Eze comes short for it. Rice lays out to the right. But it's a poor ball out to right. It's overhit and it goes out for a throw. Arteta just saying to everybody, calm down, calm down. 4 minutes to go. Kerkes to take this in no hurry. You would think with 4 minutes to go plus whatever injury time there is, there's going to be one chance for one of these teams, and it's whether they can take it. McAllister now. He's got no support. He's going down the left-hand side, and he's got 3 players around him, and eventually Timber's going to take that ball off him, and in fact he's going to let it roll out for a goal kick. Liverpool not really committing the men forward now that we're into the last 3.5 minutes. Ball's headed forward to Gakpo. He tries to go through the legs of Timber, which he does. Timber stands his ground, brings Gakpo down, and the free kick's given to Liverpool. Referee turns it back to the halfway line. It's just a half a yard inside the Liverpool half. Van Dijk goes across to Canate. Canate goes to Frimpong. He has to go back to Conor Bradley, and Bradley's going to go all the way back to Alisson. Alisson goes left and long, looking for Gakpo. Gakpo heads inside looking for Wirtz, but it's just behind him. Wirtz is battling to win the ball back there. Almost did. Saliba managed to get it there. This time, Liverpool win the ball back easily. Szoboszlai coming away down the right side. Frimpong makes a run forward, but it's not seen. And it goes back to the halfway line to Canate. Canate gives it to McAllister. McAllister gives it to Conor Bradley. Canate goes across to the left to Van Dijk. Van Dijk gives it to Kerkes. Challenge comes in, but he gets the ball down the line. And Kerkes gets the ball back from Gakpo. And then goes all the way back to Gravenberch, I guess that is, and that goes all the way back to Van Dijk, back to Gravenberch, over on the left. Gakpo plays it back to Van Dijk. He's inside the Arsenal half, sees a ball that should have gone to Gakpo, but it's about 15 yards over his head. Goes out for a goal kick. Not much quality in that one. Raya takes the ball from the short goal kick. Lays out to Gabriel. Gabriel under pressure from Szoboszlai. Szoboszlai prevents Lewis Skelly from pulling the ball down the line at the expense of a free kick. The rain still continues to come down at the Emirates. Almost into the last minute. Is there going to be one more chance? Crowd getting on the back of the Arsenal players to want them to get on with it. Eberechi Eze is pulled down by McAllister. McAllister's going to get a yellow card for that. Declan Rice in the centre circle. Gabriel is to his left. Gabriel gets the ball now. Gives it out to Martinelli, hugging the touchline. Frimpong in front of him. Gives it back to Gabriel. Cross to Eze. Eze goes out to Madueke on the far side. Madueke tries to go around Kerkez. Kerkez sticks with him and Madueke goes back. Saliba back to Madueke. 4 minutes to add on. Madueke now. Saliba at the edge of the box. Chips the ball in. It's headed at by Gabriel Jesus, but he can't get any power accuracy in it. And it's a comfortable catch for Alisson. Crowd willing Arsenal to come forward, and Zubimendi is sprinting forward. Gives it to Lewis Skelly. Martinelli now hugging this near touchline. He's got Bradley to go round. He tries to run round him. Bradley sticks with him and makes him check inside, but he managed to get a shot in. Looking for a Keller going to the far post, but it's a good diving save. A good catch to his left by Alisson. Ball goes all the way through to David Raya. Given to Rice in the centre circle, coming over the halfway line. Liverpool defending deep now with less than 3 minutes of this game to go. Gabriel coming forward. Martinelli now. Frimpong blocks his cross. Martinelli gets the rebound. Szoboszlai tight to him, forcing him back. Goes forward again, plays the ball into the box. And then Kanate is brought down by Jesus just inside the Liverpool box, and the free kick is given. And it was a foul. Two minutes to go. Driven long by Alisson. Flicked on by Gakpo. Ball still bobbing around. It's hooked forward. Martinelli with a foot race with Conor Bradley. Conor Bradley gets the ball out, but he's gone down injured. It fell awkwardly. And sportingly, Arsenal are not going to play that ball in because Bradley is injured. It's his left knee. And that's not right. Martinelli has just pushed him off the pitch. If the guy is injured, you can't do that. And of course, the Liverpool players are furious with Martinelli for doing that. And Martinelli gets a yellow card for it. You can't drag an injured player off the pitch like what Martinelli's just done. No wonder the Liverpool players are furious. Everybody's in there on him now. Conor Bradley was laid just inside the pitch, and Martinelli got hold of him, pushed him off over the line, got a yellow card for it, and he's lucky to get away with that. That's dangerous for a fellow professional who is possibly injured and injured badly. It could have made it even worse. Kanate and Rice getting together now. Kanate's not happy about it. Rice just trying to calm things down more than anything. Looks like Kanate got a yellow card for his reaction to it. Declan Rice just trying to calm things down a bit. There'll be time added on because we're almost up with the 4 minutes. There'll be at least another minute or so because of this stretcher is on for Conor Bradley here. And then Martinelli, what a petulant little git he is, because when Conor Bradley went down, Martinelli caught the ball and then threw it at him and then dragged him off the pitch. And quite rightly, they're furious with him. Firstly, for throwing the ball at him and hitting him with the ball, and then trying to drag him off the pitch. And then Kanate certainly pushed Martinelli. That's what he got a yellow card for, Kanate. But Martinelli's lucky that he didn't get a red card. Firstly, for a yellow card for throwing the ball at an injured player and hitting him with the ball, and then dragging him off. That should have been 2 yellow cards. As luckily, Bradley's been stretchered off, so he was genuinely injured. And Martinelli's lucky to get away with that. A bit of an arsehole, if you ask me, for doing that. I don't like to see that, no matter who it is. Throws taken quickly. Gomez has come on for Bradley. Ball goes out to the right to Saliba. Saliba has to go all the way back to Gabriel, just short of the halfway line. He's going to go left-footed long. Ball's brought in by Gabriel. Kanate heads the ball away. Rice is going for the ball. Frimpong as well. Ball goes out for a throw to Arsenal. Minute and a half of added time extra on. Subimendi now. Subimendi trying to look for an angle for a pass. It goes out to the right to Saliba. Played inside to Timber. Timber back out to the right. Timber gets the ball back. He's more inside now. Goes out to the right to Madueke. Look at Kerkez. Kerkez stuck to his guns. Madueke has won the corner, but it's good defending by Kerkez. Madueke's taking his time. You know, look at the clock, Nonny. It's over 2 minutes past the 4 minutes. If you keep standing there and wasting time, you're not even going to get time to take this corner. This would be painful if Liverpool conceded one now. Madueke left-footed, and it comes to the back post. Oh, do you know what? Gabriel was in there at the back post, and the game is over. I think that's the last header, and that must have been a great chance at the back post. To see that again from Gabriel at the back post. Oh, yeah, and Gabriel Jesus got in the way at the same time. Put his own man off. Great chance, but it's finished 0-0. So an interesting game, but no goals in it. Hope you've enjoyed it tonight. Hope you've enjoyed the watch along. If you do enjoy the watch along and you want to join us for the next one on Sunday, the Derby Leeds game in the FA Cup, then just hit that notification bell and you'll be told when we come online. If you've enjoyed what you've seen today and you want to join us for more, hit the like button. It just does help us. And before you go, just become a subscriber. We do appreciate everybody who's supported us today. We've had plenty of watch alongs and we do appreciate everyone who's been watching us today. Become a subscriber. Doesn't cost you anything, helps the channel grow. But for now, I hope you enjoy the rest of your day and we'll see you again on Sunday.